Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back to the Absolute Women's Football Show. We hope you're ready for the chaos because, we've got plenty and we intend to brighten your evenings with all of the latest international news. We've got lots of different competitions going on, so we're going to try and get through as many as possible without being here till midnight. Now, everyone's sitting in the chat as YouTube working. I can see all of you. So evening to Emma, evening to Emily, evening to Uncle Tony. Emma, you were right on the money. It was 8:33 when we officially said hello. Evening to Graham, evening to Chris. Welcome everyone. So just let me know if you can see each other in the chat, because I can see all of you. You appear to be chatting, so I think it has worked. As you can see this evening, double trouble with myself and Chloe Bear. We may have an appearance from a Paul. May. And I'll tell you all about that if you haven't seen his his Twitter this week or the last couple of days. But Chloe Bear, how are you?
I'm good. I'm all right. Enjoying the international break.
I was going to say, there's been so much on, hasn't there? And I think the fact that we're going to talk about the Women's Asian Cup this evening, a bit about She Believes as well, that's going on at the same time. And then, of course, European World Cup qualifiers. So it feels like we've always got something going on at various different points of the day, which has been quite nice. And also, as a treat, we looked at the NWSL kits last week. Now they've all been revealed. I have them all for you and we'll go through. So if you haven't seen them yet, wait for it to be surprised. And then we'll talk through what we like, what our favourites are, and maybe if there's any ones that have been a bit of a miss. Because there's some that do make your eyes hurt. So stay tuned for that near the end of the show. But Chloe, let's go to the other side of the world, shall we? First off, we've got the Women's Asian Cup that kicked off on the 1st, and it was the Matildas, Australia, who kicked us off as hosts of this competition, and they were up against the Philippines, I believe, weren't they? Now, you watched this one. Can you tell us how are the Tillies doing at the moment?
I can. I did watch it, and they got the win, which is important.
Hey.
Well, it's important for them because it's their favourites essentially going into the tournament with being the hosts. To be fair, it was quite an uneventful game. But Sam Kerr did get her first international goal in 28 months.
28 months. Didn't I see something absolutely absurd, like 900 and something days?
Yeah.
Since, which is mad, isn't it? Because you think of, obviously, yes, she's been injured and she took a long time to come back to protect her, but that's mad as a stat, isn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. And also, 21-year-old goalkeeper Chloe Lincoln made only her 4th appearance in goal due to the absence of the other goalkeepers. Mackenzie Arnold had a slight injury, but apparently she should be okay for the next game. So we'll have to see. But one thing I was loving, which isn't exactly related to rapport, but it's just life, is how much love Claire Wheeler was getting online, like on social media. Everyone's saying how vital Claire is to the Matilda side, and Joe Montemoro was even asked about her in like the post-match press conference about her being like everywhere on the pitch, and I'm like, oh, that sounds very familiar, Claire Wheeler, everywhere on the pitch. Like that just sounds like extremely familiar. So that's something I'm absolutely loving over Claire love, because she is absolutely great and once again very underrated, as we all say.
Well, it's about time, isn't it, that she's getting the credit that she deserves.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long time coming, and I'm just really loving seeing it. But she contributed to Sam Kerr's goal, where she reached Caitlin Ford, who then passed it to Sam Kerr, who headed it straight in front of goal. Her first goal in national team colours in 28 months, like we said. And it was also in her hometown, which you can't get any more special than that.
No, not at all. Because I mean, there's got to be pressure as well, hasn't there? Because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's the Philippines. You should be winning more than 1-0." But actually, we were saying they haven't played together for a very long time. So at this stage of the competition, just the group matches, it's just winning at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much. goal difference could come into it as well, but at the moment the win's just so vital. Like Caitlin Ford was asked about that as well during post-match, again with Joe, because he always likes having a player with him, which I find quite fun. It's always a game of guess the player, who's he gonna pull out this time. But she was asked about it and she just went, yeah, we only arrived like a week ago, we've not played together since this long, so it's just going to take some getting used to. There's new players coming into the side, there's players who are injured and had to leave the side, and Mary Fowler came back, and it's her first appearance for the national team since she came back from ACL injury, and so that's probably tough as well for her coming back. So I can understand why they only got together like last week, because obviously a lot of them were playing in the FA Cup, so they couldn't have gone like any sooner type thing. But still, you'd think that they would have maybe had some friendlies, even if that was just behind closed doors. Or they could have missed the FA. I mean, did no one's missed the FA Cup, do they really? But they could have maybe missed that FA Cup game and gone slightly earlier just to train some more, or have some of those like pre-game friendlies just to kind of gel with each other a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just seems like one of those things where you just don't, it's just going to be one of those things where you just don't know how we're going to go. I know they play tomorrow morning, which again is going to be quite interesting to see what Joe does for the lineup. Does he keep it the same? Does he bring more does he change it up a bit? Does he bring like say Mackenzie Arnold in the goal? Does he keep Chloe in? Like, just what's gonna go down there?
What's going to go down indeed. So there's 3 match days, and then it takes you through to the quarter final, and then of course your semis and your final, which is on the 21st of March. So that's what some people were worried about, if you do have any players out playing in the Asia Cup, that they could miss. I think it's up to 2 WSL matches, but of course it's so much traveling as well, so you just
isn't like
players.
One of them like the Champions League as well, for those like, or sub cup or FA, or so it's a big cup. I can't quite remember the cup, so I'm bringing like false information to everyone. But I think it's like almost like a cup game, or it's 2 days before a cup game or something like that for all the Aussies involved in the cup. What cup actually is it? If anyone knows, let me know, because I can't quite remember, but I know it's something.
It's a cup. It's a competition.
The cup in a competition. That is all we need to know. Or it's even like they're missing goals like 2-3 days before, where the Aussies could still miss it with travelling and stuff.
Yeah, so it then brings it back to the conversation we always have about kind of fixture congestion and making sure that actually, why have you bunched everything together? Why can't you spread it out a bit? And so it's very much, I do feel for those players, because you want to play as many games as possible, but actually you need to put yourself and your recovery first. So yes, if they do make it through, which they probably will, then yeah, they will still be in Australia until the end of March, pretty much, because if you think about it, playing devil's advocate, the 4 winners of the quarterfinals get through to qualifying. So really, as long as you win your quarterfinal match,
you're fine.
It's all right. But obviously, they're professionals. They want to win the title, don't they? They want to win everything. But yeah, if you just want to play by the rules, then quarterfinal win is absolutely fine. So the semi-finalists, because of course you mentioned there's a game in the morning. There is. If anyone can't sleep, if anyone's got insomnia, 3:00 in the morning, Philippines versus South Korea. If anyone wants to tune in, it's probably going to be me, judging on my sleep the past couple of weeks. But like you said, Australia versus Iran tomorrow morning at 9:00, and then it's 2 matches on Friday early in the morning, and then 2 matches on Saturday, again early in the morning, to complete match day 2 for there. So what you've seen so far, Chloe, do you think Australia could make it right through to the final? Because I know Uncle Tony was put in. It's a shame that the Tillies are going to lose to Japan in the final. Yeah. So do you think they're the main 2 hitters in this competition? Do you think?
Yeah, I can see that, to be fair. Not for Tillies losing, but I can see it being a Tillies and Japan final, because again, the Japan quality is insane. Like, we've seen what they can do with the WSL. type thing, and like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I just think that this is going to be such a quite an enjoyable cup, and it's just the final time they're using like the quarterfinals for World Cup qualifiers, which is really interesting. So it'll then be interesting to see how they do it like next year or the next time type thing, because using this as World Cup qualifiers is so like I said, it's so interesting. So it'll be really interesting because they don't play any of like the other teams, like they don't go playing like England every other week like Belgium do, or the other teams. So it's really interesting to see what they're going to do in order for World Cup qualifiers, whether it will just be they do turn it into like, their own league or cup type thing.
So I can actually answer that. They're going to turn it into a standalone qualifiers. So a bit like we go through all these qualifying stages, they'll have the same thing. So the Asia Cup is then going to be turned into Olympic qualifiers. So it's going to be more of like a She Believes Cup type tournament, where it's kind of a one-off. You get through, you win, you qualify for the Olympics, etc. And then they're going to have another standalone tournament for that one. So just to let everyone know then, so the teams involved, you've got Australia, Philippines, South Korea, Iran, People's Republic of Korea, Uzbekistan, China, Bangladesh, Japan, Chinese Taipei, Vietnam, and India. And on that note, our lovely Kai posted a message in our chat that they wanted us to read out, because if anyone's seen, and in fact, I can see a Paul. I can see him waiting. And I'm going to bring him in on this one because Paul might have some thoughts on this one as well. So I'll tell you what, I'll hold that thought and I'll bring... Hello!
Hello, everybody. I'm back to only having 1.5 legs.
So I kind of said at the beginning, if anyone hasn't followed you over the past couple of days on the internet, they may not know what's been going on. So to summarize for our lovely people and to show kind of what an absolute, idiot / warrior for being here tonight instead of resting. What's been going on with you the last couple of days, Paul?
So Nancy, as well as being part of the pod, firstly, I should point out that you may see the background's different. The reasons the background's different is that I'm at my mum and dad's. And don't worry, I haven't fallen out with Kerry or anything. There's no chaos. The reason I'm here is because on Monday morning, I had a bit of a manic Monday, only not the way the Bangles thought, because at least they got sex dreams out of it. What happened to me? There you go. See, that's the coding.
There we go. 30 seconds in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
That's the coding. Because Nancy was in a wardrobe when I was trying to get ready, and Kerry was like, "Can you come downstairs?" So I bent down to pick Nancy out of the wardrobe and went down quicker than certain Manchester United attackers anywhere near the sniff of the penalty area, because I felt like someone had slammed a knife into the back of my old hamstring injury. And basically I spent the rest of the day lying on the floor, unable to walk, and then dragged myself down the stairs and called an ambulance to hospital, unable to walk. And spent Monday night and the vast majority of Tuesday in the wonderful surroundings of Coventry University Hospital A&E to find out that my hamstring is, and I believe this is the technical term, once again, fucked.
Honestly, when you told us, I couldn't believe it. I was just...
Yeah. It was literally bending down to pick the cat up and she tried to kill me. And so that's that. And thank you, because several of you sent lovely messages on Twitter while I was in. Sorry, I was a bit quiet and hearing stuff. Can I just say, for anyone who has never had it, the gas and air that paramedics give you is almost worth tearing your hamstring for.
I was going to say, we won't recommend it, but as someone who's
the fact that I only got down the staircase to the ambulance with the help of two lovely paramedics called Kate and Katie, and Kerry, and my famous walking stick and a shit ton of gas and air, and even then nearly passed out. But I'll stop talking about myself now, simply to say our NHS is absolutely amazing, and thank you to everyone who did it, because it was Coventry University Hospital. There's absolute chaos because it's the area hospital, so it's an A&E for a lot of people, and it was absolutely rammed the whole time I was there. The waiting list for doctors got up to 18 hours.
Oh.
So that's why I was there so long. But the staff there were incredible, and everyone who looked at it. Rachel, the doctor, beat the heck out of my leg, and then was utterly amazed to find out that she was doing it without any pain relief, because they gave me morphine in the morning, which is
happy Paul. Yeah.
there's a reason. I didn't realise heroin is refined morphine, and I can kind of see why people get addicted to morphine. And then they didn't come round again, and I didn't want to get up and ask because they were really, really busy. So I eventually got in there, and the doctor's like, right, we'll do this, this, and this. It might hurt a little. It hurt a lot. And then at the end of it, I was like, I raw dogged that. If I'd known it was going to be that bad, I'd have taken some pain relief. And she looked at me and went, sorry. And and when a doctor goes, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you dub. So that was that. Today I have gone in to do my job at the BBC, and I can just about walk, but that's due to a lot of painkillers. So if I say something stupider than usual, so be it. And on that note, let's talk about enough about me. Let's talk about the absolute fucking clusterfuck that is the Indian football team. In the sense of off the field and what they've been battling against.
I was going to say, so let's just clarify that. So not the team themselves, they're incredible, they're phenomenal. It's the people who are meant to be supporting and funding and providing kit for them, because people might have seen this. The Indian women's football team, we spoke about this last international break. And I'm 98% certain this is right. Their domestic football leagues, they tried it and then they paused it for quite a while, because they wanted to get grassroots kind of up to scratch first before bringing together their more professional leagues. So their international team are doing incredibly well despite everything against them. But the actual kit that they were sent, because first of all, they weren't sent it, were they? To actually go to this tournament with. And then when it did get there, it was far too small, because I think it was like boys large or something. Like it wasn't built for female athletes at all. And then they get to the point where, and this is what Kai put in the chat, big shout out to the Indian women's football team. We scored a goal against Vietnam today, almost held them to a draw. The late winner from them was an absolute dagger to the heart, but the team had a really good second half performance. My realistic expectation from this team was that we would score a couple of goals in the tournament, and so that we could all celebrate with them. We are massive underdogs in this tournament. The team has reached where they have very little resources, and it's through hard work and heart alone that they're there. A big, big shout out to them if you can. So yes, that is exactly what we needed to do, because against all odds, they are there. But yeah, Paul, it's just not, we don't expect that to ever be a thing nowadays, do we?
I mean, it's football, women's football outside Europe has taken a horrific hit the past few days. Because of you, Chloe, as well. Have you seen all the mess happening with the African?
Yeah, I've seen parts of it.
Where basically are we 2 weeks from it?
So it's the 17th. Sorry, I was just adjusting my chair. Yeah, it's meant to kick off on the 17th. And I was going to talk about that next, because no official statement has yet been made.
Supposedly, it might be cancelled because of various. I'm not entirely sure what all the issues with Morocco suddenly decided, but basically the African Confederate. I don't know what it stands for. I think it's Confédération Afrique de Foot or something. It's because for some reason most of the FIFA confederations do their names in French, but the African African version of UEFA have been even worse than the Indian Football Federation in their organisation plans, which is saying something.
Yeah.
And they might cancel everything. And later on, I saw a thread from a Ghanaian football business expert that's really, really good that talks about the absolute mess. Let me bring it up. Sorry, Kai, I know I've hijacked stuff. But yeah, we don't want to see the Indian Football Federation, particularly a country like India, which, let's face it, does not have the best image abroad when it comes to treatment of women in general, because of various things. Women, non-binary people, whatever else. We don't want to see this mess, and the Indian team managing to play and continue to play and do really, really well and do their team proud under all of that should be celebrated hugely.
Yeah. And the bare minimum is that they should have a kit that fits them, because surely you just need the right tools in order to play your game at the highest level, because at the end of the day, it's World Cup qualifying. Like,
how much of a set of 20, let's say 40, because they've got 2 sets, football shirts that fit? Even if they're just plain shirts in the colours of, 2 sets of kit, it's horrific.
Well, I think I saw, again, just from the internet, nothing official, but someone had put, these were the kits sent to the Indian team. I think was it Macron, the supplier? And they were literally base kits. I think they were like $24 each a shirt.
That's it. I mean, who's screwed that up? Have the suppliers screwed that up because they've sent the wrong thing?
Yeah, because if it was a supplier issue, that's completely different. We've all, had issues at one point or another. But if that's a confederation thing, then that's unacceptable to the highest degree. So India are doing incredibly well in the Women's Asia Cup.
Morocco are not with WAFCON. And I didn't actually realise this. It's a thread from, and I apologise if I pronounce his name wrong to any people of African descent. It is a guy called John Boafo, who is a Ghanaian sports business person. Okay. That's what he talks about, and particularly he talks about looking at him. I hadn't heard of him before, but he talks about it in like the African sphere mostly. Okay. And he talks about Ghanaian businesses with the Men's World Cup and how apparently they haven't started any sorts of tie-ins or anything yet, whereas here we've already started to get the football ads start to come in and suggestions of it. They usually come in about a month before. And apparently his thread, I won't read it all out word for word, but he talks about how we're 2 weeks to WAFCON and nobody knows if it'll happen because CAF will say it'll decide in 48 hours. And he's like, 12 national teams are in training camps, sponsors have live campaigns, broadcasters have airtime. Let's talk about what this actually costs. And he says, let's talk about the title sponsor, first of all. Every piece of branded content, pitch side boards, broadcast graphics, digital campaigns, it's all been built around the country of Morocco with all the graphics. You can't just swap a host country like a kit, because entire activation plans for advertising and branding and all sorts of stuff are now in limbo, which is real money. And you're talking millions to do this across the continent of Africa. Yeah. And now the federations and FAs, because teams are in training camps right now, playing for a tournament and they don't know where they're going to. Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Zambia have all invested in training camps in Morocco, all based on a schedule that might not happen. So who fixed that? Who fixed that?
Well, yeah, because teams are already there. They're preparing for it.
Already there, prepared in Morocco with travel itineraries to get around the country for their venues when they're playing.
Yeah.
And then he talks about broadcasters, and content creators.
Yeah.
And he says broadcasters will have pre-production packages about the country of Morocco, the teams, whatever else. They'll have promos. They'll have studio graphics. They'll have correspondence, which obviously they've flown in and settled, which we all know about as people who have covered games. And we know how a lot of that gets sorted out. Even last minute games is sorted out the week before. Like Chloe, when you go to games, when's your access usually sorted on average?
Normally it's about 3 days before we get told that it gets accepted.
Yeah.
It's a week for England, but normally for normal games, I find out on about Wednesday or Thursday, and it's on the Sunday.
Yeah, but if it's a week for England for a friendly, I'd imagine for a tournament, I remember reading in various places if you apply for tournament logistics 4 or 5 months before to get.
Yeah, so you can get sorted. Yeah.
So it can get sorted. So they'll have done all that logistics, and that will all be so these correspondents can be in Morocco on March the 17th, and they'll have bought all the airtime. And at 48 hours notice, you can't decide, right, okay, that 2 weeks of football content that we were going to show, 3 games a day, with all the studio packages around it. Now what do we fill it with? We can't do it.
It's no longer there. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not the BBC where they can just go, this game's overrun a bit, so we can't show the hour-long thing, so we'll show an old episode of Dad's Army instead, or whatever. And the 2 weeks before the tournament as well is the highest value marketing window. It's when all the sponsorship and ads are apparently the most expensive because it's, the title sponsor is title sponsor of the upcoming whatever.
Yeah.
And this is all stuff that I didn't know. And it's all fascinating because it's like, you don't think about this as a fan, do you? You don't. It just all kind of happens. There's a tournament, and 2 weeks before, you get the same shit advert to show for the next 6 weeks. Usually,
the thing that doesn't actually happen.
It's usually involving Leslie Russo or Ella Toon, but that's not their fault. They're just the most marketing ones. And then, of course, you've got fans, content creators like us, and journalists who book flights, hotels, whatever, to Morocco.
Yeah.
And they can't just say, right, there's our corporate travel budget, fair enough. Because you've got creators like Girls on the Ball who now have stuff paid for a lot more because they've reached the level where people will pay for them to go to places. But previously, when Rosie went out and did her bit for us for the Euros, she was there anyway, traveling around and had paid all.
Yeah, it was all out of pocket. Yeah, absolutely. And you just think if you've put effort into sponsoring, organising, supporting, that you just hope there's a tournament at the end of it. Because so it's just kind of a bit of background if people don't know. So as recently as February, the president of the federation said, even organizational difficulties, it's still going to go ahead. It's still going to happen. So that was February. He was still saying that. So that's Patrice Motsepe, the president of the African Federation. Now, the issue
character himself, Patrice Motsepe, because there's issues with him with regards to the men's tournaments and with Africa as a football confederation as a whole. And the last bit, like you say, is people. It sounds bad to say this, but some people will kind of expect the African Cup of Nations to be chaotic because it's Africa and infrastructure is trickier and it works a different way. And, the stadiums are perhaps not up to the level often of what we'd expect in Europe or look different.
Well, so part of the issues are the fact that they've held essentially back-to-back tournaments. So they're worried about stadium availability. And because they've just had the men's AFCON, they've got the 2030 World Cup coming up and prep for that. Internal sources say the Moroccan Football Federation has raised concerns about stadium availability and the sheer volume of elite football being staged in the kingdom simultaneously. So Morocco have raised this fairly early to say, we don't think this can happen. South Africa has said that they're ready to step in, essentially, to host it rather than cancel it. However, like you said earlier, with all the prep that goes involved, that is involved in these tournaments, you can't just go, we'll just pop over to South Africa. It's the other side of the continent.
Yeah, apart from anything else, I've just looked up and just picked, 2 things. So Casablanca to Cape Town, for example, there are no direct flights. from Casablanca to Cape Town.
No.
At least one of them, you have to connect, and that flight, if I'm working this out properly, the journey that I'm looking at, just looking at these, the shortest journey is 19 hours. Not all direct flight, obviously, with connections and everything else, but
the impact of that on your athletes is going to be huge. I mean, so the latest is CAF's head of communication, Luxolo September, has confirmed that the governing body is currently in high-level discussions, and an official update is expected within the next 48 hours. So this was from today. So 48 hours from today, there's going to be an official statement. But the questions about this have been going on for weeks, haven't they? So yeah, they're really, really dragging it, like Chris is saying in the chat there. Why are they dragging it out and not just?
I mean, this is why lots of people have talked about the Men's World Cup moving, because of the horrificness of America at the moment and the cartel violence in Mexico as well. And people are like, we should just host the World Cup in Canada at this point because of the logistics.
I wouldn't mind that. Okay.
So we're going to tell Canada with 3 months' notice in the summer, and they've only got 5 stadiums there to hold a 18-month-long tournament. Not going to happen, especially as all the branding and all the ITV intro and whatever else will be America.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's all been set up. It's all good to go. And just a reminder. Oh, sorry, Paul, what was it?
So the only thing that can happen now, the only effective way teams have to do now is do like England women did with the Ukraine, and go, do we want our teams traveling to America? And can we throw it into chaos by certain teams like Iran, who were supposed to play at the World Cup, by the way, and are currently being bombed by Americans, and all sorts of stuff. And I was going to mention Katie McCabe, one of our favourites on the pod, and something she said as well about the World Cup qualifiers when we get there and the current world situation. So that's all. And then there's this as well.
Yeah, because you've got to deal with not only the football and political landscape, you've got to deal with the global political landscape suddenly changing, and everyone's feelings, especially when we talk about Lioness's game, that was a question mark over whether that was going to go ahead because of safety concerns. But I will just say for WAFCON as well, that is the official qualification pathway for the World Cup. So if this WAFCON doesn't go ahead now, it needs to be rearranged because that is their qualifying route.
African teams.
It's not just, it's a cup. It's not just, apologies, our favourite Conti Cup, Subway Cup. But, it's not just something like that you can go, actually, we can postpone that for another year because it doesn't have any real meaning or standing. But they need this. So to have that uncertainty is again, horrendous planning from the Confederation. So in 48 hours, we should have an answer. And just we don't know. There is a lot going on in the world right now.
Africa as well is not exactly Morocco, and indeed Africa in general is not exactly the least volatile part of the world. So you could have a situation, especially with the global situation, where next year they'll try and do it again, and America is going to bomb Senegal or something.
And I think the scary part is of this that you just don't know what's going to happen. Especially at the moment. And as Chris rightly says, it's all a mess. Yes, Chris. Yes, it is. So we do hope that something gets sorted out. We do have that official communication, because when you've got teams like your Zambias, your Nigerias, your South Africas, your teams that historically do very well in these competitions and World Cup competitions as well, you're taking that opportunity away from them by not letting them compete.
Qualify, yeah.
So
yeah. How do FIFA deal with it if there's no official African?
Well, that's the thing. They're going to have a whole new system in place.
They can't turn around and say, "Well, we'll have the top-ranked African countries," because the Men's World Cup, we've got teams like Curacao and whatever making it.
Yeah.
So,
exactly, and you can't just do it on we are the top 5 off your pop to the World Cup. You need to be able to fight for your place fairly. So it'll be interesting to see how this develops. But our thoughts are with all of the teams affected by this, because it doesn't feel enough to say, but it's just not fair. And it's completely disrespectful and so disappointing that we're still talking about organisations that don't respect their women's teams enough to sort this out. Right then, so what we're going to do, I've got all of the results from League A, B and C. We're not going to go through all of them individually. Don't worry, everyone. We will finish the pod at a decent time tonight, and I'm saying it and I mean it. Okay. So we're just going to pick a couple. Me and Chloe have got a few notes. I know, Paul, you had some that you picked out as well. But we might as well start, as we've just mentioned it, as this is League A, so you can cast your eyes over there. But the first one I wanted to think about was Group A3, because England travelled to Turkey to face Ukraine. Now, this one I also looked at. The Ukrainian team took a 15-hour bus to get to the complex in Turkey. And again, it just shows you different standards, different resources, different availability. But you know what? I will say Ukraine were brilliant in that first half. They really put just completely shut England down and were like, nope, you're not scoring at all, for the scoreline to be 0-0 at half time. So Chloe, for this one, this England game, 6-1, not too bad. Did you catch any of this one?
I've watched some of the highlights.
Wonderful.
I mean, to be fair, it's what you kind of expected from England, wasn't it? I didn't think they'd take them to a second half to get fully into it.
Yes. Yeah, because out of the group, because obviously we're with Iceland, Spain, and Ukraine, we thought Ukraine would probably be a win, but we know to never rest too easy on those expectations. But Chloe, I will ask you this one. People were complaining that Lucy Bronze should have appeared for her 145th cap, but really, when you're winning 6-1, did she need to come on? Because obviously she didn't, but it's fine that she didn't, right? She doesn't need her cap right now.
Were those people me? Because I said, I said something.
Yes.
Was that a subtle hint that it was me? No, to be fair, I was a little bit. I was more surprised at the change, because we all know Serena doesn't like change, and so starting Miley to see it was a little bit of a shock, because Serena doesn't like change. So I was like, oh, okay, this is different.
You can work with this,
Bit weird this, but no, to be fair, you're winning 6-0. I don't think you really need it. As long as she comes on Saturday when we're there, then that's fine.
She'll come on Saturday. That's fine.
These are full jokes, by the way. They're not. It's quite serious. No, you don't need her. I think it's a 6-1 win, convincing win. George Stanway back, scoring goals. Wait, what?
What she did best.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was kind of a game where I think we missed a bit of her maybe drive forward creativity, maybe in the first half, maybe to find a way through. But I think overall, the players on that pitch, and I'm going to give a shout out for Jess Park, who is flying at the minute. She is absolutely incredible. Poppy Patterson getting a debut as well. Lucia Kendall's back, getting minutes as well. So it was a brilliant opportunity for these players to come through and to again make their mark, and also a rare start for Pankilda Brown as well.
And what I will say as well is that I would have liked to have seen Ellie Roebuck maybe start as well, or like another cap for Anna Morehouse. Like, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, that would have been nice to have Anna in. Yeah,
would have been quite nice, or even Ellie back. Like, seeing her back would have just been incredible, especially after everything she went through like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just a big Anna Morehouse advocate, really, so I'll say I want her in anything.
Well, that's the thing, because Hannah Hampton obviously came back into the squad, and maybe if it wasn't 0-0 at half time, maybe that could have been another change Serena could have made to give other goalies minutes. But yeah, I think at 0-0, you're still erring on the side of caution, really, aren't you, for that one? But yes, we hope we see more of our other goalies. Nothing against Hannah Hampton, of course. Yes, Paul, did you see much of the England match? I know you were a bit busy.
I completely forgot it was, like, genuinely, I forgot it was on because I was.
I mean, that's fine.
And I looked at
you had other things going on.
but I have thoughts, and the reason I have thoughts is not specifically because the game was, at the end of it, fairly routine, and Maya Letitia is still a centre back, not a right back. Free Maya Letitia. Why are you trying to fix the fullback problem with the centre back when there are actual fullbacks? For example, Sarah Mayling, who has been horribly robbed. Maybe that over the past few years, maybe less so now she's moved to Leicester, but certainly the past few years, she's someone who could have staked a claim.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how Taylor Hines was amazing for Liverpool and played as captain and nobody noticed, and she moves to Arsenal to warm the bench and suddenly she's England standard?
England starting last night.
Could you be more blatant favouritism towards clubs? Arsenal, Serena, you are allowed to pick players that aren't from the top four and actually use them more often. And don't think we're full with the occasional Lucia Kendall and whatever. Start fucking doing it with the fullbacks, because you had the solution there for ages. You just wanted to give the journalists something to write about. Where will England's fullbacks come from? Well, maybe if you looked outside the top four, you'd find them.
There's plenty to choose from.
Yeah. But yes, that was a Liverpool cough. But also, can we talk about how, for some reason, some people in the media, who at this point I'm sure are paid to do it, have decided that the reason Jess Park is suddenly amazing is because of how Mark Skinner uses her at Manchester United. Can you please cough? No,
not at all.
Because Mark Skinner's tactics with Jess Park is, there you go, Jess, on the pitch, go and do things. And if we're struggling a bit, can you do a magic? Like, that's literally his team.
Yeah, because she has free reign and she does it incredibly well. And I'm so glad she's able to have that free reign. But it's also, like you said, it's not a particular management style, is it? It's just saying, be creative. And
if Mark Skinner actually managed Jess Park, she'd be crap. Not because she's crap, but because he'd make her crap. He'd turn her into a defensive midfielder who only passes sideways. Like, he'd play her as a number 9 because for some reason he insists on not playing Ellen Vangerheim as a number 9 because he's a freaking idiot.
No, that shouldn't be done either. Yeah.
Graham just going, can we get more gas and air on standby, please? Amongst Mark Skinner's many crimes, he's ruined Paul's hamstring again.
Exclusive to the podcast.
Exclusive, but yeah, just the annoyance at this pretense that as soon as players get to certain teams, massively good. When we've been there yelling about Grace Fisk, Missy Bo-Kearns, Lucia Kendall, Maz Pacheco, who still was horrendously wasted by England and could have fixed the fullback problem if they'd actually
100%, yeah,
put the balls out of their asses and looked. I want to say, is Meg Finnegan Irish? I want to say Meg Finnegan could definitely do a job as well, but that sounds really bad that I've asked if she's English or Irish.
No, Meg's English.
No, she's English, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Meg Finnegan is another one who can play centre back or right back and has been doing great things for Everton. Admittedly, she's injured at the moment, but previously, and just this narrative of teams only being full games, and Savina has unfortunately seemingly fallen for it.
It's a shame, and we say that with the best of intentions, because we've, like you said, we've been shouting about different players for a long time now and hoping they get a shout in. But yeah, to see different names start, I thought is a real big positive, because we've had lots of injuries and people coming back, and I was surprised, not surprised, but I don't think I expected Leah to start. I thought she might have come on for a little bit in the second half. But yeah, so just to run through it, so we had Hampton in goal, Letitia, Williamson, Wubben-Moy and Hines, Walsh, Park, Blinkhilde-Brown, Stanway, Hemp and Russo. Russo and Hemp linked up quite nicely. It was very nice to watch. But yeah, as I think Graham said earlier, as soon as the floodgates opened, that was kind of it. They got their momentum and they just went for it. However, of course, we need to talk about Ukraine scoring, getting one back. So it was 2-0 at this point to make it 2-1. And that's when, again, you thought, oh, actually, if Ukraine can do that again, because that came from a set piece, didn't it? It just kind of ball came into the box. And it was almost like the defenders went in a C shape around the ball, but didn't actually protect it from anywhere else. So I mean, it was an incredible goal, and that was from Kalinina. And you saw what it meant to them when they celebrated.
We also talk about, by the way, continuing to rant about fullback problems, about England under 23 beating France 0 with a screamer of a goal from Lexi Lloyd-Smith. But if you're talking about England's fullback problem, Meg Collett is amazing, but she plays for Southampton, so she'll never get looked at. Chloe Sawi, who at 17 is starting for the under-23s.
Yeah.
For Chelsea. Gracie Pryor can play fullback as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jess Simpson for Southampton on loan from Manchester United as well.
Yeah.
These are the names that should be being looked at rather than playing a centre-back out of position.
You'd like to see them be included, because obviously they named a 25-player squad, but they only announced 23 on the night. And Grace Clinton, of course, wasn't involved in that as well. Serena saying they had enough kind of depth and cover to do what they needed to do with the squad she chose, and unfortunately, Grace Clinton wasn't in there.
Grace Clinton wasn't in there because Grace Clinton isn't an England player anymore. Because she's not playing.
Well, she's not playing, is she?
She hasn't got all her media friends hyping her up, and she hasn't. Nor has she got Man United fans yelling about her all the time.
But also, people are saying, well, actually, Serena's credit in the bank theory isn't standing. It's gone purely on. She's not getting the minutes.
Grace Clinton has. That was what that was. I know we dislike Man. Well, I dislike Man United, but how on earth they managed to flog Grace Clinton for Jess Park?
I know, yeah.
What Man City are doing there? That's an example of hype over ability, because Grace Clinton shouldn't be in the squad at this point.
Well, I'm saying they're also overrated. I think she really excelled in that Spurs environment, and I just think it was never the same when she then went back to United, and it just didn't click. And you just think, well, maybe now's the time to do what other players have done, Katie Robinson, etc. They've all gone to different teams to go, right, this setup isn't working for me. It's not showcasing me in the best light. Let me go and change it. Let me go and do something else.
But then they might be thinking they're probably not going to get picked, because apparently you can only play for 5 teams and play for England.
Well, that's also the big question, isn't it? Is it a case of, is it the player or is the team?
I really hope with young teams, the next big name who's going to come through, Erica Meg Parkinson from under 23. She is a player. She is incredible.
She is very impressive.
She's 17 and she will surpass the likes of Ella Toone fairly quickly, just as they start to decline. In theory, age-wise, Erica Meg Parkinson
should be the right stage to take over, if like, and challenge for that position, because that's what we want to see. We want to see that challenge. So no goals in the first half, and then Alessia Russo scored a brace, assisted by Walsh and Hemp. Then Ukraine got a goal back, as we mentioned, through Kalinina. Georgia Stanway steps up to take a penalty and then gets her brace in the 70th minute. And then Jess Park gets her brace. So they came along 2 by 2 as if they were going in the arc in the 70th and 89th minute as well. And they were lovely, really well finished goals from Jess Park. So yeah, she's doing incredibly incredibly well. But if you're doing well at club, odds are you're going to do well on the international stage as well, aren't you? So England pretty dominant second half indeed, and what we expected. Now coming back to these results, the other ones I wanted to shout out in League A. I just really wanted to chat quickly about Italy-Sweden. I've got my Italy shirt on tonight, for those who haven't seen. I knew it was going to be tight, because obviously Italy are, moving on up and doing so well. I didn't think it would be a single goal. I genuinely thought this might have been a draw. But Italy, frustratingly, had the most chances throughout the match. But Jennifer Falk, of course, we know what she can do for Liverpool. And she kept doing it for Sweden. So Italy, 2 close attempts, but it was winger Monica Jusuba, who plays for Häcken, was their creative spark for Sweden, especially on the counter. She went for goal herself, but the effort went wide. Moments later, she cuts back for Schroeder in the box, who couldn't find her feet, passed it off to Angeldal. She shoots, she scores, and it's 1-0. That was in the 22nd minute. And it just, for Italy, they were having so many shots and just couldn't find the back of the net. And you can see the frustration eking through, because Sweden were kind of like, oh, we have a goal now. Let's just set up shop. So Italy didn't give up. Second half came out attacking, had their best spells of possessions, best chances. Falk having to make another 2 good saves. Oliviero had a goal, Cantore had a goal. Cambiaghi came the closest. She went off the left post, and you just think it's just not going to happen. It was just one of those games. Beccari and Piemonte came on around the hour mark. Piemonte had 2 chances on target. Bonansea had another shot as well, but Falk was always there. annoyingly good. So the game finally ended with just the 1 goal, as you can see there. But, and this might show you how frustrated Italy were in the second half, 6 yellow cards were given out in that second half. 5 went to Italian players.
I think Sweden,
Amazing.
I think there's an awareness in the Swedish camp now that their initial golden generation, and I think there's a feeling they should have probably done better at the last Euros. Let's face it, they could easily have put England out, and probably should have put England out. And then you look at a chunk of their names, and you go, and their ages, and you go, where's that next wave of Swedish talent coming through? What we haven't seen it yet.
That's the thing, because the lovely Liberty, who follows a lot of Swedish football, for people who don't know, I think she looked at it, and I think Uncle Tony was saying it as well, that the average age of the Swedish backline was 23 in the current squad, because so many of their stalwarts, like you said, have all retired, and they wouldn't play. I'm here for it. We scammed that win. Absolutely crap in the second half. Without a few key clearings, we would have drawn or lost the game. Yes, there was a clearance by Nelhager. And without that would have been, if they leave, if and when they lose Jennifer Falk, who's probably got a few years in her. But then Tove Emblem's round about the same age. And then Mara Ehrman is a little bit younger, but you look at it and go, goalie-wise, even the ones who they've recently been working with, like Emma Holmgren, is 28 already and still hasn't played seniorly. Sophia Hjern is 23, but still hasn't got a cap. And you look at most of the names that have been called up around that squad, and they're either older or they're very inexperienced. So it's very much that change of the guard. Yeah, I'm going to please
Emily and say Cornelia Kapoch will be an interesting one over the next few years, because she's coming into her prime.
Yeah.
At 25, but other attackers like Rebecca Blomqvist is 28 and doesn't really get used much. Ellen Bangerheim will suffer over the next few years.
Still.
Oh, fair point. I have forgot. This is the thing. This is the thing with the women's games. You sometimes forget players because obviously they step back in their prime to have children.
Yes.
And step out, which I worry that will happen with Missy Bow-Kearns to some degree, because obviously congratulations to her and her partner Leon Walsh. Who
yes. Where's Emily's message? Yeah. Huge congratulations to Missy.
on.
Yeah, because she was for ages. It was where's Missy gone? She's not in any Instagram pictures. No one's mentioned her. Where's she gone? Ah, that's why. So yes, congratulations to Missy Ball, indeed.
So that's good to see that. Fingers crossed.
Oh, did first get back right.
Which games were you going to pick up from Group A? The pair of you, were you going to pick one up? Because one of my random games was from Group A. I'm looking straight at it. Well, two of them in one way or another. But
well, Chloe wants to talk about the Republic of Ireland game.
Oh, good. That was one of the ones.
And then you're free to go rogue.
Chloe, you can have that one because I was just going to.
I was going to mention one other one, but Chloe can. It's probably the one you're going to talk about.
I was going to sing the praises of Katie McCabe, who has come out today.
What? You?
Yes. Not for something she's done on the pitch. There you go. That is a reaction gif. Just Chloe's reaction to me singing "I'm going to sing the praises of Katie McCabe." The absolute shock on her face. That's a reaction gif right there. You know, if we play that enough, we might forget that I'll plug anything, me. But no, I was going to sing the praises of Katie McCabe because she has very much not ducked the issue of the fact that the Republic of Ireland are going to be playing Israel shortly. And yes. From what she said, I don't think many of the squad are particularly happy about that game going ahead. Because Kate McCabe says something like, we're all aware of the current situation and we have expressed our views to the Irish Federation, which to me says they've got. I mean, if you're looking for a group of people who might be aware of what it feels like to have a long history of an invading country trying to suppress them and claim they were terrorists, then the Irish probably are a decent nation to talk about that sort of thing as proud patriots, and it'll be interesting to see. And with this corporateness in sport, it's interesting that Kate McCabe has come out and basically said, we don't think we should be playing this game. And it's very brave of her because the way people are at the moment.
Yeah, because people are always wanting footballers to comment on political events, and you think, is it their place to do so if they're not overly, obviously if you're naturally quite politically outspoken, it comes easier. But the fact that she did then come out and say that, because it's hard, isn't it? Because the teams that are representing their country will just want to play football for their country, and it's not them committing the act. But it's hard to then have that kind of the flag and the appearance of that when it's like, well, actually,
I think you have the problem recently as well. We saw what happens in the Olympics with the US men's ice hockey team.
Yeah,
who were very quickly hijacked by a certain president and went along with some fairly heinous stuff. And when they were called out for it, basically said, "Oh, why should everything be so political?" It's like, well, you're the ones deciding to go to the White House and all this sort of thing.
Yeah, you've made that choice to make it political. Yeah.
I think Kate McCabe to step out and say that as well, because Israel in particular is very, very hard to discuss as a nation, because there are a lot of people who will try and claim anybody who criticizes Israel's actions as a nation is of a certain political bent and is bigoted and anti-Semitic and all that sort of stuff. And presumably Katie knew that was going to potentially be a thing when she came out and said it. And she still come out and said, we as a team have spoken with the Irish Football Federation about this and are continuing to have discussions about it. So there you go, Chloe. That is me singing the praises of Katie McCabe, because Katie McCabe is fighting the good fight against the bad stuff in the world at the moment.
She is.
Whatever
And
plan.
she could have also won it for Ireland as well at one point, couldn't she, Chloe? So yeah, take us through this one. Ireland 1, France 2.
And where have my notes gone? Oh, there they are. I found them.
Good.
I found them. Good for me.
Yay.
Yeah, she could have. So it was at the Aviva. This is the 6th time that Ireland have played at the Aviva, which is quite astonishing, really, because I thought they'd played there more than just 6 times. But massive game for them against France. We all know what France can do. They actually had the pitch. I don't know what the correct wording is, but they narrowed the pitch to try and like block France, which is quite a smart move. I don't think they've ever narrowed the pitch before. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, because facts are facts. Facts are facting.
What they remarked it basically.
They remarked it and narrowed it.
Yeah, to the minimum requirements. Yeah. But you need to when you've got attackers as quick as the French ones. So yeah, fair play to Carla Ward for doing it. Yeah.
I mean, Carla, why not? It was also Courtney Brosnan's first game back since injury, which we absolutely love to see. She was back between the sticks again. Love to see. I'm a little bit in love with that yellow Ireland kit that she was wearing, but that's a different story. McCabe netted in the 12th minute, which is always exciting, and she had a wow celebration. If you've not seen it, see it. She just runs around the pitch, and it's quite entertaining. Thanks to Emily Murphy, who passed it across and she fired it into the bottom corner. Not quite Katie McBanger, but it was still pretty decent goal.
Decent enough.
It's all right. No, it's good.
It went in the back of the net, I suppose.
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 on the Chloe scale. You know,
could have had a Katie McBanger, but we did not. Maybe against the Dutch, but then Denise O'Sullivan, even getting ahead of myself, thought she had struck an injury time equaliser at the end, but unfortunately it was headed off the line. Megan Conley had a free kick, which resulted in a strong save from the keeper. Emily Murphy also had a really good opportunity in the first half, showing that Ireland were dominating. When she found Aoife Magnon's long ball and touched it, but she lacked the power. At the other end, France came back fighting, and they were limited going forward, but they had Clara Meto and Sakina Karucha, who had probably the best chances of the game, before Melvin Mallard got a brace and ruined all of Ireland's hopes and dreams for this game. What am I looking at? Oh, that's what I'm looking at. They equalised when Mallard danced inside McCabe and then slotted it into the bottom corner, straight past Harcourt. Boo. But Harcourt couldn't really do much there. Then Emily Murphy almost got on the end of McCabe's ball to the area, so it could have almost been a reverse of the first goal. But it went just wide of the net, and then Mallard got the decisive goal after a scramble with the Republic of Ireland, and they failed to deal with the corner. Melvin Mallard netted 2 in 11 minutes, which is quite entertaining. But yeah, they really came back fighting that second half, but it just wasn't to be for Ireland. But they've got a big game against the Dutch. Obviously, the Dutch played yesterday as well, and they were held to a surprising draw, which I was about to say which was surprising, but I just said that. So anything could happen then. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens with them on Saturday.
It is. No, it is indeed. So like you said, so Clara Mateo and Sakina Kashawi were the only bright sparks there. And also, if anyone follows Tom Marr as well, covers a lot of Ireland stuff, he said, he was in the interview post-match with Carla Ward, and apparently Laurent Bonadé, the French head coach, said, Ireland were the best team we've played in a very long time. So I think that shows you exactly how hard they made it for France to actually come away with that win. And like you said, it took Mallard just a bit of magic twice to
twice.
Exactly. Denise O'Sullivan, though, shout out to her. She could have had 2 goals herself and nearly had a last-minute equaliser, but it was Katoto who headed off the line to secure the win. So yeah, it was. I mean, coming up against France, because a lot of people said, oh, this is the group of death. And I will just put that up on the screen again. So we're looking at Group A2. So you've got Poland, Netherlands, Republic of Ireland, and France. People are saying that's going to be a really hard group to get out of. But actually, what the Republic of Ireland have done have shown that they're not just there to fill a space. They've earned their place back in League A, and they're going to do a damn good job at getting through to the next stage of these qualifiers. Remember, the 6 match days across the qualifying campaign, and it's only the top 4 teams in the League A groups that get automatically through. Everyone else goes into some sort of a playoff. I won't bore you all. I'll put it up on the screen the other week. But essentially, there's a couple of paths, a couple of different rounds. But if you don't win first position in your group in League A, you can still make it through the playoffs. I love that people are discussing all the Swedish players in the chat as well. Thank you so much, everyone. But yeah, just from Uncle Tony there, regards to Sweden's future, one of the discussions with the Swedish journals after the game is that this World Cup qualification might be the start of a major generational shift. Yes, I agree. I agree indeed.
And speaking of generational shifts, because Chloe hinted at the game that I was going to pick out in Group A, Poland versus Netherlands. Hello,
is that
Poland.
the Desmond of the afternoon?
Hello,
Yes.
Poland. Like, how much have they come on since we loved them in the Euros with their efforts in the Euros, and now they're casually drawing with the Netherlands.
And that's the thing, because most people would have looked at that game and gone, yeah, Netherlands probably going to win at least.
And crucially, they took the lead as well with Eva Pajor, who is inevitable. And then Viola Berman and Jill Ward scored within 3 minutes of each other, either side of half time. And that's the point where a year or so ago, you'd have gone, right, okay, Poland aren't going to get back into this now. The Netherlands are going to play like the Netherlands do. They had 61% possession away from home, the Netherlands. But surprisingly, the same amount of shots, 19 each, and the Poles actually had more shots on target, even though they had half the amount of touches in the opposition box.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you're like, hello, Poland. And they were rewarded in the 84th minute. Paulina Tomasiak, who is an interesting one because she's going to be a Polish name who gets noticed, because only I'm just going through to check. Apart from the goalies or the backup goalies, only 2 outfield players for Poland play in Poland, which says something about why it's that.
Okay.
One of them is Patricia Sarapata, who is a 21-year-old midfielder, and the other one is Tomasiak, who has 7 goals, who is scoring at a rate of 1 goal every other game internationally. 24 years old, plays for Górnik Lechna in Poland at the moment, one of the top Polish teams. And you look at it and go, especially after their last performance, could Poland do damage in this group? Like, could they nick a playoff spot at least and force one of Netherlands or France further down? Because like you say, Republic of Ireland playing the way they have shows that they can certainly cause problems.
Yeah.
So could that second playoff spot be a battle between the Republic of Ireland and Poland now that the Netherlands have shown themselves to be fallible?
Well, that's the thing, because and I will just quickly read through who plays who. So the teams finishing 2nd and 3rd in the League A groups will play the 6 group winners and the 2 best ranked runners-up in League C. So even if you miss out on that top straight qualifying spot, if you're second, basically you just don't finish bottom is the key thing here in League A. And you've still got a chance to get through. So
you have a supposedly relatively easy path from them, because League C is supposed, if you're playing the lower end or the middle to lower end of League C, you're playing the likes of Lithuania, and no disrespect to them, but the Republic of Ireland would expect to beat teams like Kosovo.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So it's still putting the League A teams in a very good position to get through. I personally think League A should go off against League B to make it more competitive, but that's just me. From a Villa perspective, I was looking at this one because Vilms and Grant both had shots saved, and I just thought, if only that could have got over the line. Miedemar had 2 shots blocked, but Shamik made a save in the final moments to make sure the points were shared.
Why? Katja Shamik is weird because she's really good for Poland, but not for West Ham.
It's a bit hit and miss for West Ham, isn't it?
That's a polite way of putting it. We don't yet. So
thank you.
That's probably the best way of putting it.
I phrased it well. Yeah, she's had some clangers, hasn't she? We've talked about it enough. We won't drag her again, bless her. But no, for Poland, does very, very well. Yes, I think that's all kind of want to say. Everything else panned out the way I probably expect. Spain put 3 past Iceland. Germany put 5 past Slovenia. 1-0 to Norway and Austria. That was a bit of a tighter game. And Denmark 3-1 Serbia. Lovely. Right then, on to League B. And again, there were some really, really interesting ones here as well. Because Chloe, do you want to talk to us a little bit about Luxembourg 0, Scotland 5?
Yeah, I do. Mainly because I want to talk about Caroline Weir because I think she's amazing.
Yes.
And I miss her on the daily. So this was her first time wearing the armband since officially being named captain of Scotland, obviously taken over from Rachel Corsie. Erin Cuthbert is vice captain, and I just think Caroline Weir being captain is incredible because I really like her, and I think she's like that proper good model for it, and I'm just so excited to see what she can do as captain. She scored twice in the first half, and then she completed the hat-trick later on in the game. It's her first international hat-trick and only the second in her professional career, which is quite extraordinary. Jenna Clark also got on the score sheet, as we know, from Liverpool. And who else scored, I hear you ask? That's a big question.
Underrated centre back, Jenna Clark, as well.
Yes.
Very underrated centre back.
Yeah.
Kathleen McGovern also netted it and made it 5 with a classy finish from close range. Erin Cuthbert also had an incredible game, often making the attempt on goal. I mean, we all know what Erin Cuthbert can do. She's amazing. And the captain and vice captain worked so well on the pitch together, and I just really I like watching Erin Cuthbert play. I really like watching her play. I like seeing what she does. I just love everything about her. I like how physical she is when she plays as well. And yeah, this just sounds like I'm a fan account for Scotland now, doesn't it? Like
we'll just add them to the list. So Arsenal, Everton, Scotland.
Hashtag fake fan internationally as well.
I am a fake fan. I just love good football, okay? Like, what can I say?
And that's
I'm making no apologies about who I am.
But yeah, I mean, from a Villa perspective, I know Emma was watching it as well. Miri and Kirsty getting starts. Miri also technically had the assist to the first goal. However, Weir's first, she hit it and then it rebounded off a player, so she hit it again and it went in. But technically, that first time, Miri should have been credited with the assist. Sandra McKeever as well, first since ACL, first appearance, which is fantastic. Charlotte Newsham, of course, making her debut and getting an assist. So yeah, I mean, what a result for Scotland. And again, that's got to put the confidence with them as well, yes, into their second game in this international break, but also coming back into the league as well. Hopefully they bring that winning spirit back to Villa, because God knows we need it. But yes, hat-trick for Caroline Weir. I was going to say Graham Hansen there. That was a bit weird. For Weir
the
was
WSL misses Caroline Weir, and someone needs to bring her back to the WSL because.
Oh, I love her so much.
Privileged to watch her. It is very weird that one of the best number 10s in the world is Scottish. Because you just don't really associate Scotland with.
No. Go on then. So if you could bring her back to the WSL, Where's she going? Where's she playing? Where would she fit?
We know, well, not Arsenal, because she would be utterly wasted at Arsenal in that rotation system. Not Man United, because get a job, stay away from her, Mark Skinner, to quote Demi Lovato. See, I know my memes.
Well done.
And whilst she would go back to Man City, and whilst she would no doubt do well at Man City, I would not want her to go to Man City. I wanted to go to Liverpool. Because imagine the Liverpool. Imagine, Chloe just going, bleh. But
I mean, she's far too good for Everton, anyways. Like she's far too good.
She would be amazing for Everton, but as a neutral for sheer aesthetic, a Liverpool midfield of Herbinger, Nagano, and Caroline Weir as a midfield trio.
Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Just as a football purist, like Caroline Weir, Fuka Nagano, Marie Herbinger is just a dream of created. It works as well because Nagano sits and does the simple stuff and just plays there. Does the Yui Hasegawa, keeps the clock ticking. Herbinger will go box to box, and Caroline Weir will just do Caroline Weir things.
Yeah, I mean Emily agrees. Why is her back to Man City? I don't know. No, I don't.
Where would she go in? Because there she'd be competing with Caroline and Miedemar and so many other people in that number 10 role.
Yeah. Would it be worth it?
This is where I'll go back to the right. Okay, I will, WSL will be drafting and I will allocate players to clubs to rebalance it. But that would be a complete expansion draft, and it would be okay. That's one for the summer. We'll have expansion draft rules and go right. Everyone goes into a pot. Each team is allowed to protect, so it doesn't lose. Like lock in, if you like, 6 players, all to keep. So franchise players. So Man City can keep Bunny Shaw, Arsenal can keep Leah Williams, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Everything else goes into a pot, and you redraft the WSL because you can do it on the Football Manager games, and you do it draft fashion, and just people imagine the chaos.
Oh, it'd be so chaotic, and it would be incredible if it happened. So watch this space. We'll have another chat next time Weir's contract is up. Thank you for that. Yes. Scotland breezing through there in Group B4. Paul, did you have any rogue ones from League B, or is anything that catches your eye in League B?
Turkey beating Malta 3-0. That could be interesting. I can see Turkey getting out of that group with Switzerland and Northern Ireland. No disrespect. I think in theory, in that group, behind Switzerland is where people want to sit. So I think Switzerland are getting out of that group top, but then you've got Turkey and Northern Ireland, and if Malta can find it, then that's the one you've got to go. Belgium in Group B beating Israel, which is nice because Belgium are keeping developing and are one of those weird yo-yo teams. Portugal,
they hit and miss last time England played them, weren't they? Yeah.
And Portugal too. Finland now is interesting. It's Portugal women's team as well. Getting in, but also Wales 2-2 with Czechia is interesting because Czechia you don't really think of at all name-wise, and Wales have had all the hype around them recently, and Rhiannon Wilkinson has been doing excellent work, and away from home, Czechia causing them problems and going, we're in this group as well. Because you'd probably expect Wales to top that group, realistically.
Well, so that's the thing, because I was looking at it, I was like, where are Czechia in the rankings? They're one place above Wales in the FIFA rankings. Czechia.
They're one of those teams you just forget exist.
Yeah. Well, because if you look at, like we said, if you look at that whole group B1, that was Wales's toughest. No offense to Montenegro and Albania, but Czechia was their toughest opponent. So the fact that they're away from home and got the draw, and not only the draw, Elise Hughes, favourite of the pod, Elise Hughes, stoppage time equaliser to make it 2-2. It was in like the 92nd minute or something like that. She flicks it in from, who was it? I've got the description here. It was Gemma Evans. Gemma Evans for Wales is completely different to when she plays for a team. But yeah, lovely ball into the box from Gemma Evans, and Hughes just flicks it on. Past the keeper, done, top corner, in there, shared the points. And
checking if you forget as well, because like Katarina Shvitkova from West Ham to Chelsea, back to Slavia Prague. She's had an interesting career arc, to say the least. Then the squad, it's basically the vast majority of them are Slovan Liberec, Sparta and Slavia Prague. Only 4 of them play outside the Czech Republic, so they're not going to get seen anywhere else. You're not going to see, which is probably, given WSL commentators and looking at some of the names, Klara Kvirchkova, for example, CVRCKOVA. Imagine a WSL commentator trying to pronounce that. That could be fun.
It could be fun. It could be fun indeed.
But you look at them and go, yeah, the vast majority of these players are players who are coming into the prime of their careers. I mean, Clara Kainova, the captain, is 32, but a lot of them are in their early mid-20s. And a lot of the players around the edge are in their mid-20s. And you go,
in their prime,
could Czech Republic be the next team to kind of start?
Yeah, can they make waves? Can they get attention? Because Alice, you've come in the right time, mate. We've literally just finished talking about it. He's saying, I would have taken a result away at Czechia prior to kickoff, but we should be running our remaining 5 games of the group. Yeah, taking a draw. Yeah, and you did. And you did, mate, so it's all good. But yeah, that last minute equaliser really just set up Wales's tenacity, I think, and you can really see that coming through, the fact that they've had the time now to make those changes in personnel, and you've got the youth coming through, but now they've got experience as well. So yeah, I think Wales should definitely be up there in those top 2 places, if not winning that B1 group. Yeah. And I think I only wanted to shout out Switzerland. Riola Jamali plays for PSV. And she was incredibly good for Switzerland in this game. She opened the scoring. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. She opened the scoring. Dropped to her feet after a corner kick. Lots of goals being given away from set pieces. I found in doing my research. Schertenlieb, of course, who we know from Barcelona. Some lovely play, but Mason did really well to block it from Northern Ireland. Shamali again came closest to making it 2, but McKenna got the way this time. So it was very much a defensive setup from Northern Ireland. They didn't really have many chances themselves. And then Switzerland sealed their win. Svenja Formley came on, and then I think it was her first touch. She scored. So not a bad way to introduce yourself as a substitute at all. But yeah, good win for Switzerland. I think maybe, Paul, do you remember? She was definitely involved. I can't remember if she was the one to, because I remember talking very highly of her in the Euros.
We did mention Giovanni very highly as that's a nice one.
Yeah, but yes, we'll check that for you, mate, and we'll come back to it. But yes, League C, of course, League C is split into 6 groups, and in groups 4, 5, and 6, they only had 1 match because they've only got 3 teams in each group. So I mean, there were some huge high scorers there. I know which one I picked as my rogue one. But does anyone else have a rogue one they wanted to mention from League C, or are there any results there that you think, oh, interesting?
I mean, we're somewhat not sure whether they're not in Europe, but Azerbaijan beating North Macedonia is a mildly interesting one, and crucially as well, Andorra drawing with Hungary.
That was my one.
About 7 people.
That was my one I was going to talk about, because you'd look at all those scores and like the 6-0 pops out for Kosovo, your 3-0s, etc. That 0-0, it's very easy to think, oh, well, that's boring, nothing happened. But Hungary had 29 attempts on goal, 8 were on target, 15 off, 6 huge blocks from the Andorran defence and the keeper. And you just think, how did they not go in? Andorra are ranked 182nd in the world. Hungary are 45th. Like, they couldn't be more poles apart. And yet Andorra went, we're not letting you through. Thanks very much.
And also, Andorra, the entire population of Andorra is 83,000.
83,000.
The entire population of Hungary, 9.6 million.
Wow.
So in terms of sheer amount,
David and Goliath power for this one. That was the one that caught my attention, a bit like you, Paul.
It's basically if you sent Colchester or Hastings or Eastbourne to play international football.
Yeah.
Like those are 3 towns in the UK with about the same population as Andorra.
Yeah. And I mean, Andorra just parked the bus and Hungary hit it by Andorra. Yeah, pretty much. Even until like the 94th minute, Maya from Hungary, she was one of the threats all the way through. If you look at the match reports on the UEFA website, it's really fun. The live reporting, because it's just Hungary, shot missed, shot blocked, shot attempted, just all the way through. And it's just, yeah, bless them.
It's basically Everton defending against Chelsea early on this season, but in international fashion.
Pretty much. Or Villa against anyone. Yeah, absolutely.
Except Spurs. Me.
Not that game. No. I've forgotten about that. Thanks, Bob. But yeah, it just shows you, and that's why we need updates like this, because no one else is talking about Andorra Hungary being a massive point for them. So yeah, just really wanted to drop that one in, but fairly high scorers all round. Croatia only get a 1 past Bulgaria, but the rest, I think, have gone pretty much as we would have expected. And that is all from the games just last night. I can't believe it was just last night, because some of them started at like 11 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, okay. But of course, we've got the issue of, if there's not a broadcaster, you're trying to look on YouTube if they're streaming it, and if they're not streaming it, it's like, oh, I'll just watch the live updates.
We'll just watch the 3-minute highlights.
Yeah. That tell you nothing about what actually happened.
Filmed on a potato often, because the Kazakhstan national TV broadcast is not exactly known for its. There's a reason nobody has seen much Kazakh TV outside Kazakhstan. So
yeah, it's when you try and access it, you realize just how much is limited to mainstream, if you like, European countries. Now, the next internationals of this window are on Saturday, starting at 9 o'clock. Kazakhstan versus Belarus gets us kicked off.
Women's football, Kazakhstan versus Belarus. There you go.
Yes. 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Where else would you rather be on a morning? But there's also another interesting one in Group A3. England host Iceland at the Nottingham City Ground, world famous City Ground, as Graham would say. And also, Chloe, it's going to be really exciting because we're going.
We are going. We're going together.
And not just going, we'll be in the press box together. Yeah.
How exciting is that? First of the 2 trips we're going on together. We're planning a trip to the Emirates, which we're very excited about.
Look out, Nottingham.
Yeah. Just look out, Nottingham. We're here to go.
We're going on tour.
But very, very excited indeed for this to happen. I mean, Iceland, we know, especially from the Euros, can be a very hard team to break down. But are we expecting this one to be another win? Paul, come to you first on that one, do you think?
I think if not, questions will be asked. Certainly. I think a win is expected, and if there isn't a win, particularly at home, there might be rumblings of discontent.
Yes, because I think especially when really we're up against Spain, aren't we, in our group, that really we do have to be winning our matchups against Ukraine.
Half 12 on a random.
Yeah, 12:30, and we can get in from about 3 hours before, and I was like, half
Yeah.
9.
We can get them from 9:30, and I'm like, what am I going to do for 3 hours?
Just a random scourge of it's an afternoon, and we've got to have the men's football, because they play football too, and we need to make sure it gets rammed down your throats. This men's football.
Those men again. Well, that's the thing. Is that what you're saying about the seats as well? We need to make sure that if the seats in the away bit at the City Ground have been fixed after the men's away fans just completely tore them out. Horrendous behaviour. So yeah, hopefully that's all sorted for them then. So the Women's Asian Cup group stage games are on YouTube. So if anyone fancies catching up with them, that's where you need to head. The Oceania. Every time I say that, I say the nightclub Oceania rather than Oceania. bit different. So yeah, their World Cup qualifiers. Chris has put it. FIFA Plus is the Oceania.
Right now, Brazil are taking on Venezuela. It is 0-0 after 30.
Well, I was going to do a quick yes because you're right. The She Believes Cup is also going on right now. This is match day 2 of 3. Oh wait, no, hang on. You said Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh, different games.
Brazil, Venezuela in a friendly, and there's also several other friendlies taking place. But the She Believes Cup, Colombia are beating Argentina.
Yes, 1-0, which is really good. And actually, after this pod, because we will probably be done, at 11:45, you can watch USA Canada. Not quite sure where you can watch it, but that's on 11:45. That might be quite nice.
Which will be a nice, interesting, calm match, and will definitely not have geopolitical implications.
Well, I was more laughing because the games, the match day 1 of She Believes, it was Canada 4, Colombia 1, and USA 2, Argentina 0. And there was so much, I don't want to say dirty play, but it was a lot of underhand pulling, pushing.
Shithousery.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much. And if there's one person that you don't want to, get on the wrong side of, it's Vanessa Gilles from Canada. And I can't remember the player who it was, but essentially they were having a bit of a push and a shove. And she does push her, but she pushes her like here. And the player went down clutching her face. As if she'd been walloped one. And you just saw Gilles look at her like, what are you doing? I didn't hit you there. What are you talking about?
I'm not sure if this is right, but I'm fairly sure Vanessa Gilles might have played ice hockey growing up as well. So,
I mean, probably. It wouldn't surprise us because she is.
Did you see the famous clip as well? In USA versus Argentina, one of the American players getting very, very annoyed and she was caught on microphone saying she's done that and she's fucking laughing, and everyone in America went, women don't swear while playing, and it's like, have you met most of the US women's team?
Women do swear. We're allowed. That reminds us just really, really quickly. We talk about Real Housewives now and again. Me and Chloe do especially. They cancelled the Real Housewives of Sydney after 1 season because the USA audience thought that the women were too vile and the language was horrendous. I mean, it is, but it's brilliant. It's much more our humour.
It was so much better though because they were like feral.
It's
absolutely
hey,
feral.
America, have you met Australians?
Then it's like, if you look at it, their housewives are just as bad for like the argue. I mean, they don't swear as much, they argue more. Like,
yeah, they argue more about everything, and it's more like catty and more like school, like, oh, talk behind your back and do this. Whereas the Australian one, the Sydney one, was just very much like, no, I'm going to say it to your face what I think about you.
And then we'll start throwing punches.
Do you not remember the beef between Lisa Rinna and Kathy Hilton the entire time? Like, that was It's perfect TV.
You want to talk
Can I
about
just
announcements? Oh no, that was
point out
cable.
to the audience, I am lost here. This is like me making
I will wrap this up, but essentially, they cancelled it after one series because the US audiences couldn't take it.
I mean, one of my niche
And back
interests.
6 years later.
One of my niche interests is listening to Australian radio because apparently, whatever the Australian equivalent of Ofcom is, just doesn't exist. Because
well, people have got in trouble before, haven't they? Aussie radio presenters.
Because they tell stories, and one of them was an amazing story, and the short version is basically a guy rings up and tells a very uncensored story about how he decided to fire a flaming arrow into a can of lighter fluid, and he said, and the story, there's a wonderful line where it goes, the world went white. Let me fucking repeat that. The world went white. And the hosts are absolutely losing it. And then it's just, there used to be a massive tree at the end of our drive. I say used to be because that tree got up and fucked off. And I'm like, and then he's like, I remember passing out and I remember coming round at one point while receiving CPR to hear my dad shouting, bring my son back to life so I can fucking kill him again. And I'm like, this is Aussie breakfast radio here. Wow.
So that would it be best?
To Aussie radio. It's amazing. Go and listen to Aussie cricket commentary.
No, we need to. But on that,
how many times have we talked about a Real Housewives of the WSL?
Real Housewives of the WSL would be incredible, just to see what goes on.
We've spoke about that so many times. How much we love that. Like,
yeah, incredible.
Can we just put Lisa Evans, Katie McCabe, Caitlin Ford, and Viv Miedemar all in the same
as well?
And Beth Mead
throw Wally in as well.
All of the
on a lie detector test and just see what happens. I love how Chloe's screen froze then, and just the absolute anticipation in her face, the messiness.
I think Twitter would go into a meltdown if that.
Real Housewives of the WSL. What we spoke about this so many times. How we're like, we need it
because they're too polished and too media trained these days. We need to see the proper the proper grit of it. Avrusha, yes.
Oh yes.
What we should do? No, but it shouldn't be Real Housewives. It should be like a confrontational talk show. But you need someone to play the role of like Jeremy Kyle, Jerry Springer, whoever, a mediator, and then just have I slept with a teammate and I'm leaving you. Version 400.
Like Maury used to be.
Yeah, I slept with a teammate and I'm leaving you. Episode 437 of the WSL. Like.
Why I can't go back to that team. It would be really, really funny. But Brazil got a red card. Oh, Jackie, thank you very much, keeping us up to date. But yes, back to the football. Colombia are currently winning 1-0 against Argentina, and that's in the 76th minute. And like we said, USA Canada is on at midnight.
I hope Emma Hayes is dressed as a cowboy again.
Did we all see her speaking in Spanish as well?
No.
The wonderful gift that was.
She did an interview with Telemundo, who are
that's fantastic.
Make the worst soap operas in the world, but good, great football.
Best. However, what I don't like about social media now, it does an AI translate. It automatically translate, because I'd seen the original video of her speaking Spanish. And then I saw another one. I was like, "You speak in English? What?" And then it said in the corner,
"What voiceover
by AI translate?" And I was like, disgusting. No, give me the option, because that would be quite nice. Like, I watch a lot of Italian post matches and things like that. That would be quite helpful. Instead of going, I know that word, trying to piece it together. But gives the option.
Also, translation is crap, and it really annoys me because the English translations of foreign press conferences, if you speak that language, you realise how crap it is, because the nuances
you miss
the nuances, you miss colourful, flowery phrases.
She does. She speaks fluent. Yes, she does indeed. Very good. Because there was that story of when Myra first came to the club. Emma could communicate with her absolutely fine.
The bit that I can't believe, going back to Erica Meg Parkinson speaks 4 languages fluently at the age of 17.
I mean, incredible.
Because she was born in Singapore. One of her parents is English, one is Japanese, and she plays in Portugal. So
she plays in Portugal, yeah.
So she could speak fluent Portuguese, fluent Japanese.
Very hard language, yeah.
Which is a ridiculous language, because I know about that. The Japanese has 3. What can you do about a language that has 3 alphabets?
I can't even speak English half the time.
That's the thing, English is hard enough, yeah.
There you go. And it's an inflection-based language as well. We're getting really boring and technical now because, autism and special interest. But Japanese basically has 3 alphabets, depending on whether it's formal Japanese, normal Japanese, or using words that aren't originally Japanese. So, and they all mix together. And they write vertically.
Yes, of course.
So...
I remember not Japanese, but I remember my friend learning Mandarin at university as part of that course. And he was like you said about inflections, you can have the same word 4 or 5 times, but depending on how you say it, it means something different. Yeah. You just think, the people who can speak multiple languages are incredible. They really
and English people are here making jokes about careful you put commas in the right place.
Honestly, the spag in this country, as someone who teaches it, makes so much more sense when you learn another language. So ultimately, if you learned with it and you learn about the infinitive and you learn about the gerund and you learn about all these different things to understand other languages, it makes so much more sense. But the way our school system is set up, we don't learn it in that much detail to be able to transfer it when we get to those other languages.
You say it like that. Why? Because you kind of do.
Yeah. Well, we took this bit from the Romans and we took this bit from Scandinavia and we kind of just went, nah, and threw it together. So it's half a rule of this, half a rule of that, and ignored.
Is Polish, because Polish has 9 cases. A word can be written 9 different ways depending on where it is in the sentence. And also, the letters Z and W are words in Polish.
Oh.
W is a word in Polish. You say it.
It's just, I love it.
And so, which is Z. It's a word in Polish. You have sentences with just in the middle. And you go, sorry, is that a typo? No, that's how you have to translate it.
Wow. Hey, podding all around the world this wonderful Wednesday evening. And we're actually going to stick, we mentioned the She Believes Cup, we're going to stick in the NWSL because we now officially have, this is what Paul's been waiting for, we officially have all of the new NWSL kits for this upcoming season. Lots of them are bringing out their secondary and third kits, adding to what they already have. Some have got brand new primary kits as well. So what I've done, I've got them all on a graphic for us. And I've got 3 slides worth of stuff, so we'll talk through them all, and I'll tell you what they are. So in the chat, get involved. If you like a particular shirt or you don't like a particular shirt, let us know in the chat, and we'll tell you ours as well.
And of course, we have loads of press release wank for them as well, because obviously they're all, isn't it? Because this year they're doing the thing where each kit is inspired by the city, which in theory is supposed to be a thing anyway, but they've really gone for it in the NWSL in a way that I wish the British leagues would.
And when we get to Washington Spirit, you'll see that kit.
I mean, I'm fairly sure I can see which one is Gotham.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's very subtle, that one. Because I remember Chloe first said, it looks like you need 3D glasses because the red and the blue are like overlapping. So it looks like you.
Yeah, it's hurting my eyes a bit watching it.
It is. It's so fair play to the the players who are actually.
I have one kit in particular that I'm looking forward to giving my description of.
Wonderful. Well, let me tell you.
So what of all the teams we've got here? You're going to have to run through because I
was going to. Calm down. I go into it deep. So the first one we've got top left, we've got the brand new Angel City primary kit. So this is replacing that old one. I really like it because it's like the sun radiating out. Really like that one. It's a nice shade of coral as well. I am trying to, and it probably won't make much difference, but the where's it gone? Angel City. I'm trying to get the official descriptions for them as well.
The Angel City kit. My instant reaction to that is all the kits. If I had to give short reactions to them, from top left to bottom right, looks like someone's knocked off Warhammer. That's a space marine. That's a space marine kit. Angel Cities. Incredibly boringly orange. For the
yeah, so I'll talk you through them. So we've got Angel City primary kit. The orange is Bay FC's new third kit for this one. We've also got at the bottom, we saw the Boston Legacy highlighter last week. The more multicolored one is their secondary kit that they announced.
This dawn is green in Boston because they're all radioactive apparently.
They are indeed.
I'd love to know the story behind the away kit. Oh, is that leaves in Vermont and New England? Is that what they've gone for with that? Because that's what I think of. Or
really just hard to find them. Hang on. I will get it up for you. But there is a story.
There's someone giving a paint can and laxatives. It's like
Boston Legacy, right? The Boston, no. Okay, so when they first announced it, so it's called the Common Ground Kit. So it's 23 neighborhoods of Boston, one common ground. It's more than a kit; it's a city we play for. So that's what the different multicolored aspects are meant to be on the Boston Legacy jersey.
Just randomly dotted over it.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I mean, see, the Sky Blues did that where we had the street map of Coventry in the stripes of our kit, and that was much better because that didn't look like someone had farted paint onto it. I agree with Tony. That Chicago Fire kit looks like it should be a shit third division English team from like 1987.
So that's exactly what I said to Chloe. I was like, the blue and white one, you see there with Wintrust across it. So that is the Chicago Stars' new primary kit. That's what that is.
God.
Yeah, so that's
designed by a primary school.
Well, that's what it looks like, doesn't it? It looks like something that you would wear to go to the Year 6 football tournament. So yeah, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Emily doesn't like any of them. Like any of them.
That New York kit is horrific because New York is obnoxious enough without literally having a big statue. The big statue.
It's just, it looks like an episode of Doctor Who. It looks quite demented. I will say though, I like the story behind the Denver one because obviously we're big fans of Denver. Their second kit is called Summit Snow, and that's what it's reflecting. So you've got the evergreen of the forests and the mountains in the green kit, and then you've got the breathtaking beauty of a Colorado winter.
I mean, they're just nice and clean kits, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
I hate clean. I hate clean as an adjective because it gets used way too much. It's like this new kit is so crisp or so clean or whatever, but that is.
But no, it's true. It's true of this
they
one.
Haven't pissed about with stupid graphics or stuck a big stone lady on it. They've just gone.
No, they've kept it true. They've kept it nice and simple in a sense. They've got some coloured accents on it, which is lovely. And then maybe next season, if they want to be a bit more.
Celebrating weed is legal in Colorado. That's why there's a massive marijuana leaf across it. Like, shut up. That's what that New York one is. We have a big statue that's actually French.
Yeah, it's actually nothing to do with us at all. But yes, the Gotham one that you can see, that's their third kit So hopefully we won't actually see it that often.
I mean, if it's the third kit, then they put 2 ideas ahead of that, which is even more terrifying. Like,
I know they've still got. So what the NWSL sides have been doing is very much keeping some of their kits for more than one season. So yeah, they've still got the older ones, and then they're bringing out new 1 or 2 kits every year, which is quite nice. But yes, this is the Lady Liberty kit. As you can see, it's very subtle, and it is there to reflect a New York state of mind. That's what this is. What was the first announcement of it? Oh, don't need that, dear me. That was a cool announcement for it. Then we've got that last one, the blue one at the bottom. This is the Houston -3rd kit. Still in association, of course, with the MD Anderson Cancer Center. And
that's a really cool logo, by the way, where they've just crossed out cancer.
Yes,
really,
it is, isn't it?
I was like, is that a oh no, that's a choice because of what the MD Anderson Center does. Yeah, that makes sense.
It does indeed. And I'm just trying to find if there's a story behind the New Jersey. I think it's to do with, yeah, actually, our city's storied past coming together to build the future. This is the Houston Chronicles. So I think it's all of the landmarks around Houston. Threads of Houston's story woven together in our first ever 3rd kit. So the Magnolia, you might be able to see a bit of the flower on the side there, is a nod to Houston's first nickname, Magnolia City. Marks our beginnings and the growth that followed. You've got this leaf-like design up there. So it's the paisley that you can see. Ties to rodeo culture, our city's cowboy aesthetic, heritage, and grit. You've got this building at the front here, is honouring the original Houston Chronicle building. Our 2026 kit carries its name, and it's a celebration of the countless stories that make Houston home. And then you've also got the checkered pattern, which you can see maybe on the sleeve here in the top corner, are all the different textiles influenced by the diverse cultures that make up Houston.
I think the Houston Chronicle is one of America's papers of record as well, by which it sounds weird, but it's like it's one of the ones that goes in the National Archives and reports the news. Like we have the Times we have all of our papers, but the ones that everybody looks at and goes, this is the official paper of Great Britain, is like Times and all that sort of stuff.
I also like, and I don't know where you can see it on here, but it's here. If you can see this white dot here just to the left of the building, that is to reflect them being a space city, denoted by a galactic image featuring a quasar, a source of pride in our spirit of exploration and tribute to Houston's legacy of innovation and space exploration, which is really cool.
That works.
I like that. And then there's the 2 rings around the neck and around the arms represent Houston's inner and outer loops, while the globe at the center symbolizes the city's diversity and passion for soccer within them. So
they basically, if that was a London team, it would basically be they couldn't have put the M25 on it.
It brings us all together. Yes, indeed.
Or the North like.
Right, so if we've got any favourites on that page, or should we move on to the next page?
I mean, the Denver ones are the best of a bad bunch.
They are. The Denver ones are the best ones.
They stand out like flowers on a shit heap in that, in that group of kids.
Well, aren't you so glad I put those first? Right, out the way. Here we go. So top left, we have KC Current's new 3rd kit, which I really, really like. And I'm sorry you can't see these any bigger, but this one's really nice when you see it up close. It's a bit like when Chelsea did the marbly fire effect on theirs. That worked really nicely. So this one, let me see, is... The only thing about their Instagrams is that they
you have to hunt through loads.
You've got to, because there's so many fan accounts.
That San Diego FC one is really boring, by the way. The San Diego
Oh
one.
no, it's not. It's if you see the neck and the arms. I said this to Chloe earlier. I was like, I need it.
Yeah,
I
the neck
really,
and
really
the
like it.
arms are-
Have they got? Are they like?
It's like quite Spanish, quite Aztec patterns around it. It's really, really nice. Right, this new kit then says 100% chance of strength.
I love the fact that the shittest one on there is sponsored by an aesthetic firm.
Yeah, so that's the North Carolina Courage. I'll just take it through them. So yeah, so Kansas City current third kit. You've then got the North Carolina Courage third kit as well, which is the one in the middle here at the top middle. Which, if you look closely at it, it's got Venus flytraps on it. And Chris sent me that one when they were dropping the trailer for it. And yeah, it's lots of Venus flytraps.
Right.
I need to see if there's an explanation for that. Hang on.
Presumably that kit sponsored by Ring doorbells is Ring the Police, because that's horrifying. That is genuinely.
It is.
The sponsor
It's
logo apart from
awful.
it.
Yeah.
The sponsor logo is way too big.
Can I find it? Oh, the NC. Why can't they just have like their name as their username? Would be lovely. They really don't update their Instagram. Literally rare, ruthless, rooted in North Carolina. That's it for the Venus flytraps. So okay. Now we do have to praise the Orlando kit, don't we?
That's my favorite.
The story behind this is incredible. Paul, was this the one that you were thinking about?
If it's the one that has the video that Chloe put in the group chat, if this is the kit in question, because it doesn't look like the kit in question to be.
Oh, which one was that?
Is this the Unity kit?
Yes.
Yeah, the Orlando Pride.
Yeah, so this is going to be their secondary kit. And it's in honor of the Pulse nightclub, because it's been 10 years. Yeah, so 10 years later, one heartbeat stronger. The Unity kit reflects the energy, progress, and transformative journey of our club and the Orlando community. And we're going to donate $20,000 from jersey sales to the center's Orlando United Resiliency Services in their mission to provide education, advocacy, and support for the LGBT plus community and its allies.
I mean, I just love it because in the current, I described it, and I will use the description that I put in the group chat when initially saying it, of why I like the Orlando Pride kit, because American sports is often fairly safe, and then you've got the Orlando Pride kit, which is basically Rainbow Dash carpet bombing bigots with rainbows. And it's just,
no, it is. Yeah, you're right.
And the story behind it with just the keep dancing Orlando is like, yeah, that's.
Yeah, it was so special. I think, and especially if you are part of the LGBTQIA plus community as well. Yeah, like you remember that 10 years ago, and it just sent a shockwave of, oh God, like I really, really thought we were past it, because we know, people are always going to be horrible, but to have that happen in 2016 was just
in a supposedly developed country as well. Like there were some countries you might have thought, yeah, okay, an LGBTQ venue might get shot up, whatever, but to happen in America.
Yeah, and it was such a
what was supposed to be a safe space and all that sort of stuff, and it's just and
they just, so the fact that they've wanted to honor that and really show that the bigots aren't going to win, and that hate doesn't win, so to really bring that to the forefront was just so special.
Particularly crucial in Florida with the current political stuff, and Florida being a Republican state in general, I think at the Senate level, and coming up with some horrendous stuff. just for the football club to come and go, no, we're not having that.
Yeah. As in that doesn't define who we are, doesn't define our city. And Chloe, for you, of course, because you follow Orlando Pride, don't you? So what does it mean for you for them to choose this as the reason for their Unity kit?
I mean, as the Orlando fan, it means more than anyone can describe, because that was such a defining moment for the city of Orlando when that happened, and it really changed everything for, like you say, the LGBT community. It made them scared to go out, it made them scared to really be themselves. And 10 years on, the fact that this is their kit, Unity, it's got all the colours and intertwining. And I mean, I say I'm biased because I think it's such a beautiful kit, but when you go deeper and dive deeper into the meaning of it, celebrating the lives lost, the lives changed in that moment, it's beautiful, it's stunning, and they're turning such a tragedy into a positive with this kit, and being like 10 years on, we've never forgotten what's gone on. And I love the story, I love the meaning, I love the kit, and yeah, it's just inspiring. It's just it sometimes makes you think, really, doesn't it? Like that can essentially be more than just a kit. It's a moment, it's a movement.
I think, like you say, I think that's one that LGBT people who are football fans can wear. Like, obviously,
yes.
with me. But the fact we all looked at it and went, we need one.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
It feels like an act of rebellion wearing it in this current climate in both the USA and the UK.
Yes, very much so. Well, we keep talking about doing that bulk order, don't we, from America, because we all want all of the kits. So yeah, I think we'll take about 5.
So we'll have all of those in the Portland cherry bomb jacket over the top.
And the blonde ale that they're selling as well.
And the cherry bomb blonde ale,
Cherry bomb. Yeah, I can't. I wish it was available in this country. I really, really do. Now, coming on to the bottom row, I mean, how can we follow that, of course? We have got, as Emily says, the McVomit kit next, which is Portland Thorns' new secondary kit. The reason behind this one, I had to look, we're adventurous and daring, we're graceful and poised. Watch us bloom in 2026.
Oh, I thought they were at least going grunge and tie-dye.
Oh, no, it's
disappointing that it's nothing to do with that.
Oh, they've put the colours on. You ready? Atomic pink, electric red, voltage yellow, fresh green, and mossy green.
Where the hell's pink on that kit? Atomic pink. Go away.
It looks... See, right. Is this the light or is it a different kit? Because that, to me, looks green and orange.
Yeah,
but that's been photographed on the Nike website and here as yellow. Okay, so kit details. Watch us bloom. Doesn't have the same effect, does it, as the Orlando one? The electric bloom kit radiates the fearless brilliance of a club rooted in the creative energy of our Portland community.
I'm convinced this is one of those kits where they've gone, let's make the shittest colour combination and then find a way to justify it.
It's also got some Latin on. If you can see this black part at the bottom here, bottom left, it says Alice volat propis, which means she flies with her own wings.
Oh, sod off you.
But yeah, so that's what that means. A kit made for the bold and electric. Bloom with us. No, I'm all right. So the next one we've got is Racing Louisville. This is going to be their third kit. People have said it looks quite cool. It looks very holographic. And I saw people taking the mickey a little bit out of it because there's a detail on it. Racing Louisville. That essentially just says Louisville in like how they would pronounce it, which is quite fun. So it's time to bring the sparkle home. Shop the disco kit. So it's lavender and mint, but make it electric. We took our signature colours and turned up the volume to match a disco ball's glow.
Anyway.
Heritage, but make it funky. Reflects the city's disco era legacy. Finish with a yes. So that's it. So on the kit, and I think it's on this side here, it says made in Louisville, as in like how they would phonetically say it. And it's a signature for those in the know. So yeah, so it's a tiny little circle in the corner. I don't know if you can see it. It's like made in Louisville.
I mean, disco is brilliant, very current. I think it'll sell out. I'm trying to work out if that's sarcastic or not.
But hey, it's a nod. It's a nod to their disco era. The San Diego Wave one is getting a lot of hate in the chat, and I'm here. I'm not here for it, I should say, because I really like it. It looks better up close, I will say. You don't get its full glory here, but it's going to be their new primary kit. Okay, new primary kit. They've also released a new training kit, I think, and it looks beautiful. So let me tell you about this one. It is so it's, if anyone has been to San Diego or don't know anything about it, it's called the Balboa Park kit. So from San Diego for San Diego, the Balboa Park kit is here, and it's all to do with the architecture, the feel, the very much Spanish vibes that are coming through the city. So it's, can I get you an up close look? Yeah, I mean the shorts are shocking pink, so I won't be getting those, but that's an up close of the collar, if you can see it. So it's like
classic,
more of like an Aztec print. Which I really, really like it. So from Balboa Park with love. First ever community kit with this one.
I mean, I'm thinking the only way that Orlando Pride kit could have been better is if they've got text on it, rather than wanky Latin or weird pronunciations. They put the "Keep Dancing Orlando" across the back of it.
Oh, that would have been incredible. Yeah. Maybe they'll do it.
I mean, they can probably do a merch range with it, where they have
like a merch. Yeah, I really hope so. I really, really hope they do. Couture's put Show Chicago's kit. We've done that. We've said it looks like a 80s 6th tier English kit. So we won't go back to it.
Salisbury Town's away kit, 1991.
But Emily's saying, is it just me, or does the United way on the front of the KC shirt sounds like a really weird way Mark Skinner quote in a post match? The United way. We would the United way. Right then. So are we all in agreement? Pretty much the Orlando Pride one is quite hard to beat here. Out of the kids.
Oh, is there another? Is that the lot, or is there another?
No, we've got 3 more. Don't you worry.
Sorry, in this day and age, that middle kit is a bit fash. That's a full-on alt-right kit.
It's an interesting one, isn't it?
Good night, alt-right. Sorry.
So
no.
the first one on the left, then, so the blue one with various geometric shapes, is the Seattle Reign FC 3rd kit. Let me see if there's a story for you with this one. Seattle Reign. Got the Academy. I don't want the Academy. I want the proper one.
Oh God.
See. So let's have a look. The Surge kit. That's what it's called. The foundation is set. The next era surges forward. Layered over time. That's what the different things stand for. Charged for the next era. NWSL in motion. Surge kit clearly understood the assignment.
Oh, are we still saying that in 2026? For the love of God.
Apparently so. File this under things you love to see.
It's giving fuck off.
Oh, it's giving cringe to the highest level. So that's it for that kit. Rooted in legacy, driven by possibility. The Surge kit marks our first 3rd kit since 2015, a nod to early Reign colorways. It's a marker of where we've been and where we're headed. So ultimately, don't really know. Now, the one in the middle, Paul's favorite, is the Utah Royals 3rd kit.
Oh, so full-on Republican Nazi fash, middle of America.
Oh, it's proper.
That is full fash. That genuinely, you could stick an iron cross in the bottom corner, and that would be a 1936 Germany kit. That's horrific.
Oh, it's called the Swarm Kit, as in swarm of bees. Our third kit for our swarm. The Swarm Kit honors Utah's identity as the beehive state. Did anyone get beehive?
Oh, because when someone says beehive to me, I think Nazi rally.
That's what we're going for. The swarm symbol symbolizes a simple truth. No single bee defines the hive. We are better together. What? How is this? So on the arm, I think this is, because I can't see it. There's a red queen bee, which honors the tradition of beekeepers. And oh no, it's on the back, it's on the neck, and it says "Join the Swarm."
Oh, that's not cultish at all.
That's the logo. Yep. Then they've done
presumably before games they all. This is a here you go. Here's a comic book reference. Presumably before games they all get together and chant "Strength through unity, unity through faith." It looks like a fucking Norse fire kit. It's the kind
unity
of thing,
of the swarm wrapped up in the perfect kit. It's not though, is it?
It's the kind of thing V would send a tube train into to blow up the Houses of Parliament, isn't it? It's just an America first. Sorry, no,
it's just very ominos, isn't it? It's
genuinely uncomfortable in the political climate to have something like that.
That's
a
that's been a swing and a miss.
That's Margaret in a football shirt.
Because if you saw someone wearing that, you wouldn't think, oh, that's a NWSL kit. That
you think that was a Proud Boy shirt?
Yeah, something like that. So a massive swing and a miss from.
I was just like, that's if Hitler bought a women's team. I mean, it's
Hitler bought a women's team, but no, it is. It's very much that striking iconography. Listen. Oh yeah, Emily's just said that. Yeah.
It's even got a weird crown on it. It's just.
Well, I think the lion has that anyway on the logo, so I think they've just blown it up.
I mean, the logo's fash. It's got America First with an eagle on it. I mean, Jesus.
It's not the no. I think if
it's a black shirt. I mean, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Is the away kit brown and does it have Arbeit Mac Fry on the back? Like, genuinely. We in Utah believe work makes you free, and we reflect that in our kit. Like, honestly.
It's wow.
It's horrible.
Hey, Paul's here. It's we are a football podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So let's move swiftly on. To the final kit. The final kit, which, well, that's the thing. How the players feel wearing it. If I was a Utah Royals player, I would be looking to leave as soon as possible. I would not be wearing that shirt. Okay, so the final one, and I'm not being funny. I hate this kit. I think it's busy. I think it's the most disgusting kit I've ever seen in my life.
They've been too clever, haven't they? By actually putting flowers on it, as opposed to just something resembling it.
Oh, it's grim. It's grim. So the story behind this one, let's have a look, is have they put it? So just lots of things saying they're proud to keep their same sponsors.
And they've got a clip art of some flowers.
And they've just copied
and screen printed it.
Yeah.
I love how we're not going mad, by the way, and how everyone, regardless of nationality or whatever else, is reacting exactly the same way to that Utah kit.
We've all kind of gone.
The kit in the high castle. There you go. There's a. Social media team aren't putting this bit up, are they?
They're like, bury it, bury it down. There's not actually. They haven't done a post like the others have to say, "Hey, this is a new kit."
Just going on. Here it is.
Embarrassed by. Oh, found it. Hang on.
Isn't it something
Created with the district in mind. Spirit in Bloom, inspired by DC's legendary cherry blossoms. Features a rich green, Potomac River motif. I mean, that's just Real Housewives. River motif with petals floating effortlessly across its surface.
Oh, is that meant to be a?
That's meant to be a river. Oh, an homage to the timeless beauty of the nation's capital. Oh, okay. So the flowers are meant to be floating effortlessly on a river. I didn't get that.
I didn't get. If that's the map of the Potomac behind it, that's like a really, really bad. It's like EastEnders title screen gone.
The new vibrant design pairs a bright blossom pink with spirit green, delivering on years of fan demand for a cherry blossom themed kit. There's been years of demand for it, apparently, for a cherry blossom themed kit, while grounding the look in the district's identity. The cherry blossom branches across the front of the kit are emblematic of the Potomac and Anacostia rivers that help to give the district its noteworthy shape.
I mean, it's a nice contrast to Fash FC, but it's always a good sign when I get Fair to make the kind of laugh, which is I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I'm going to.
I shouldn't laugh in public, but yes, I am. So it's Spirit in Bloom. So that's the whole point behind this. That they're floating on a river.
Apart from anything else, if that's on the back of the kit as well, how the hell do you see the numbers on it?
Oh, so the back of it's different. It's got a green panel. Hang on.
Oh, but the back of it will just. I'm assuming the back of these kits are all fairly plain, and
Yes, so they're a bit like some we've seen in the game already. So like a block out.
Oh.
So you've got the design on like the bottom part and the sleeves.
Oh, that's a crap Newcastle kit now with that.
So there's a back panel to help you with the names. Well, you'd think so. Well, talking about Japanese culture and the floral kits, the Spanish and Japanese kits from, was it the World Cup? Their kits with the beautiful cherry blossoms on. And you just think that's how you do it if you're going to do florals in spring.
You have the pattern. Yeah.
Groundbreaking. So I mean, not my favourite. So I think this third page could just get in the bin. Do you think? From their kits.
I mean, the Spirit kit at least has a nice idea.
It's gentle, isn't it? It's inoffensive, yeah. And that will be their new first kit. The flowers are their new first kit.
So for that page, to sum it up, you've basically got crap triangles, invading Poland, and flower power.
Yeah, very much. That's exactly what they're going for. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And look at us, look at the time, before 11, we are going to wrap it up there. More World Cup qualifiers going on from Saturday at 12 o'clock is the earliest one. Let's just check. No, I take it back. Kazakhstan, remember, was 9 o'clock in the morning against Belarus. Everyone's going to tune in for that one. So they're spread across YouTube, different broadcasters, things like that. We've also got England, of course, playing at 12:30. Hopefully there's a win there. They have announced, yes, Graham, thank you for that, final day fixtures on Saturday, 2nd of May, all kicking off at 3 p.m, all on YouTube, no TV coverage. Playoff game is set for the 23rd of May on Sky Sports and BBC Two, with the WSL2 team playing at home. They will have the home advantage.
I'm still kicking off at 12:30, which is really, really stupid, because it's going to be like...
It's going to be a huge game.
Like Bristol City versus Newcastle versus Portsmouth or something. Newcastle versus Brighton. Brighton are just going to fall down to the bottom of the table, and it's going to be the stupidest journey.
Well, that's the thing. Do we like that the WSL2 team will have home advantage? Do we think that's a good setup for them?
Depends on the WSL2 team in question.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, if it's obviously we hope Charlton get through as as the top, but if you go on somewhere like the Valley, that would be a cracking playoff, wouldn't it?
If Birmingham fall away and it's St Andrews, that'll be
a good one.
That'll be a tasty one.
Pod Day Live. Due to our FA Cup quarterfinal, our home game versus Portsmouth has been moved to next Wednesday. Be at the Valley again. That's okay, Graham. You can keep us up to date, don't you?
We've got something to keep an eye on as well.
I know, yeah, we can keep an eye on it during the live. Right then, we're
officially on Charlton title watch now with games running out.
How early can they take the title is going to be the question. So yes, we will leave it there. Just in case anyone's interested, by the way, shameless plug for me. We are trying to create a Villa Women archive, and our first podcast with Nikki Edwards, who was a left-sided midfielder and then went to defence, is out now on the Part of the Pride YouTube channel. And we've got episode 2 with Lorraine Robinson dropping tomorrow as well. So if you're interested in the history of women's football, it's a lovely little chat. So do go check that out, please. Has anyone else got anything they want to plug while we're here?
Speaking of schedule conflicts, the women's FA Cup final is the same day as Soccer Aid.
Yes, I saw that announced. Who's made that decision?
So you've got, a lot of people who would, all the casual, good vibes only people will be watching celebrities piss about.
Yeah.
Charity.
Rather than, I think that's such bad planning. Whoever's let that go forward is clearly not a fan of the women's game.
Where's Soccer Aid being played this year? Because I was
London Stadium.
I was being under the impression it's usually at Wembley, isn't it?
It's at the London Stadium this year, West Ham.
Oh wow! So a soulless stadium for a soulless corporate plug charity thing.
Jen Beattie though. Jen Beattie and Ollie Krieger are playing.
That's true. But you just think.
So is Paddy McGuinness. It's not. It's one of those things where it's like.
But fans of the women's game will go, "Oh, Jen Beattie, Ali Creek," like they'll go for, or they'll look for those names and go, "Oh, actually."
I have with Soccer Aid because they've tried to make it. They've tried to make it legit by including. And they keep trying to make it happen. And it's like, if you want to make Soccer Aid, Team England versus Team Rest of the World, and you just have a bunch of celebrities who aren't very good at football play about, people will still watch it because at this point it's celebrities. But if you want to watch, the situation where at one point
avoid at all costs.
At one point you've got bloody Paddy McGuinness threw on goal against Oliver Kahn and Paddy McGuinness scores and everyone pretends that he actually did it properly. It's like, one year it's some twat from Kasabian scoring the winning goal and you're like,
yeah, it's very much a different audience, isn't it? So hopefully it doesn't take anyone away from the women's game. But like you said, the casuals might be swayed by the other one. Right. Well, hopefully we'll have more good news next week. Hopefully we'll find out about WAFCON. Keep an eye out on our accounts because hopefully we'll be able to tweet it when we get confirmation of that. So good luck to those teams. Like we said, Asian Women's Cup is continuing. She Believes Cup is continuing over the next couple of days with internationals for the European qualifiers on Saturday. So yes, so thank you very much all. Do go like, subscribe, share, follow, whatever you need to do across socials to keep up to date. And you can find us all on X and Blue Sky. A lot of us have tried to move over to Blue Sky now because it's so much nicer. You just get photos of nature rather than people, screaming into the void. So if you do want to find us, check us out there as well. So we will let you go. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening and getting involved in the chat. We do really appreciate you. And we'll see you again, same time, ish next week. And to do that, I need to put the right titles on. There we go. Bye, everyone.